So what are the biggest red flags then that you get from SMMEs? Um, and what makes them get into trouble when it comes to understanding this distinction between the two?
Yeah. Look, I think the biggest stumbling block for SMMEs is their lack of understanding of how the law works and the lack of access to that kind of information.
Mm.
If I look at the SMMEs that I advise from time to time, they, like I said earlier, they don't have a fully fledged HR department or someone who's keeping up to date with the latest laws and how to do things. And when you have employees or people that work for you, regardless of how you classify them, it creates difficulties for them when they themselves don't understand the differences.
Mm.
So, practical examples are like, marketing businesses who engage with designers and freelance photographers and things like that. They often get confused and they say to people, these are my employees, but they're actually not, or people who engage with casual workers that are actually not that casual. They're there from Monday to Friday and they work 8 to 5. If you are disciplining someone and calling them to a disciplinary inquiry or a poor performance hearing, or you are retrenching, because I've had that as well in the past where small businesses phone me and say to me, look, we lost a big client. I can't afford to keep these people anymore. How do I retrench them? And then you delve deeper and you see they were given independent contractor agreements. Now the person wants to retrench them. And retrenchment is an employee. It's something that you do with employees, not with independent contractors. And that's something that we'll delve into later about how to actually terminate the relationship with independent contractors. But essentially with employment, it is dealt with in terms of our legislation, our Labor Relations Act and our Basic Conditions of Employment Act. And if you start giving the benefits from those pieces of legislation to individuals in your business, you are yourself creating that perception of employment, even if you don't mean to. So I think the biggest red flag for small businesses, Monique, is really the lack of understanding. um, I'm hoping that today they would get a better understanding of it. But these things happen day to day. So if they are giving daily instruction to people and they are having them apply for leave and they are, doing things like an employer would, then 9 times out of 10, those people are employees. And it's like you walk like a duck, you act like a duck, you talk like a duck. You're actually an employee,
Yeah, okay.
not a contractor.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.